Welcome to Super Easy Physics and Mathematics, CPAM. The aim of this YouTube channel is to make the learning of physics and mathematics easy and fun for every student.
Subscribe and we will help you to easily upgrade your performance to an A+.
Question 21. Now, wave. Which one is correct about the wave? Which rule is correct? So we are looking at amplitude. Amplitude is maximum displacement from the equilibrium. So here we have the amplitude, which is 1. Then we are looking at wavelength. Wavelength is crest to crest. One complete oscillation, that is 8. So the answer is what? 1 and 8. B. Alright, question 2. We are looking at the frequency of S-ray, electromagnetic spectrum. So, for us to be able to solve this question, just the only technical thing you need to know here is to remember the formula connecting frequency, speed, and wavelength. So, frequency is equal to the speed of a wave divided by the wavelength. So, once you remember that formula, you substitute. So, this is a direct question. But you need to know what is the speed of S-ray. S-ray is an electromagnetic radiation. So an all electromagnetic wave travel at the speed of light, which is 300 million meters per second. So that will be 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meters per second divided by 5.4 times 10 raised to the power minus 10. So that will give me 5.56 times 10 raised to the power 17 Hz. So your answer is C. Okay. Question 22. A ray of light passes from air through a sheet of glass and out to the other side as shown. So what happened to this ray of light? When lights travel from less dense medium to more dense medium, the refracted ray bends towards the normal, and when it travels from more dense medium to less dense medium, the emergent ray bends away from normal to the original path. So if you look at this one here, which two angles are equal? So we have the angle of incidence and the angle of emergence. Okay, so the angle of emergence. So the angle of incidence at boundary 1 and the angle of emergence. So we have this. So angle of incidence at boundary 1 and the angle of refraction at boundary 2. So are equal. So your answer is C. A plane mirror is fixed to a vertical wall. A boy looks at the image of himself in the mirror. Which statement describes the image form? Real, no, virtual, and upright. Virtual means it's formed behind the mirror. Upright, that means it's standing just like the boy. The speed of light in air is 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meters per second. That is 300 million meters per second. The critical angle for light in a transparent plastic material is 37 degrees Celsius. What is the speed of light in the plastic material? So all we need to know that from the critical angle given to us, we can find the refractive index of the plastic. So the refractive index of the plastic is 1 over the sine of the critical angle. So that will give me 1.66. Then we can now relate the speed of light in air to speed of light in glass. So if you do that, speed refractive index is equal to speed of light in air over speed of light in glass. So we can now know together. So we have substitute. So you have since we are looking for the speed of light in glass, so from here you can make speed of light in glass subject of formula. So you divide speed of light in air divided by refractive index. So that will give me 300 million divided by 1.66. That will give me 1.6 meter per second. So what is the answer? A. A resistor and a battery are connected in series. A resistor and a battery are connected in series. The value of the resistor is 220 ohm. The potential difference of the battery is 4 ohm. What is the current? It's simple, Ohm's law. Current is equal to PD divided by resistance. So V over R. So 4 divided by 20. That will give me 0.2 ampere. (27) Which statement correctly compare radio wave with X-ray? So if we look at that, all electromagnetic wave, that is EMW, travel at the speed of light. That is one fact you should know. And take note, so if you put them in the electromagnetic wave spectrum, radio, microwave, infrared, visible spectrum, ultraviolet, X-ray, and gamma. So we are looking at radio wave and infrared. Wavelength reduces from radio to gamma ray, and frequency increases in that order. So if you look at it, what's going to happen? Radio wave have longer wavelength and a greater speed. No, this is where it is wrong. It has equal speed. Radio wave have longer wavelength and the same speed in vacuum, correct? Radio wave have shorter wavelength and greater speed. No, both sentences are wrong. Radio wave has shorter wavelength and the same speed in vacuum. It has the same speed, correct? But shorter wavelength, no, it has longer wavelength. This is what I've just shown you. So this is the way I normally tell my students to remember the order of the wavelength of electromagnetic waves. So once you remember this mnemonic, RMI, so I call it remove G. So once you write remove G, you know that frequency increases from radio wave to gamma ray. So you can remember that. Okay, so the answer is B. Let's go to question 28, electromagnetic waves. So let's electromagnetism. A student attempts to make a permanent magnet by hammering metal bar of the same size in the same magnetic field. So if you look at them, in which case is the strongest permanent magnet produced? Is the one that is made up of steel. So look for it. Iron can produce temporary bar. So which one? Steel bar, steel bar, steel bar, steel bar. So steel bar produce permanent electromagnetic wave. So that is it. Okay. And another point again they are trying to know is that the magnetic field of paramagnetic material is parallel to the material, so it's not diamagnetic, so it doesn't cross it. The bar have to align with the magnetic field. That's why the difference between C and D. So students, you should know that. Here, the magnetic field is parallel to the field of the steel bar, but here it is perpendicular, so it's not perpendicular, it's parallel. So this So they are trying to test the difference between paramagnetic material and diamagnetic material. So that's why this place here, C is the correct answer. Okay, so question 29, you see a sphere R suspended on an insulating thread. So you have this on R. Now another sphere S is brought close to R sphere and has a negative charge and is attracted to the plastic stand. The diagram shows the sphere when they are close to each other. So what could be responsible? S negatively charged, then R is being attracted to it. Which charge of R account for the behavior? Unlike charge attract, so it could be positive or uncharged. So D is the answer. Alright, question 20. A student compared the wavelength and the uses of infrared wave with microwave. Wavelength and uses of infrared wave with microwave. Which one is correct? So go back to my removus G. Okay, you know that what? Since we are talking about wavelength, so wavelength reduces. Infrared, so we are looking at infrared I, and microwave M. So microwave is have longer wavelength and infrared have shorter wavelength. So what is the use? So infrared, microwave, the wavelength of infrared so is shorter than the wavelength of microwave and is used to produce an intruder alarm. So C is the answer. Question 31. There is a current in a resistor for a time t. The potential difference across the resistor is V. A student calculates the input VIT, which is the electrical energy. Okay. The student answer, what is the unit? So what the student is measuring, VIT is electrical energy. So the unit of energy is joule. So electrical energy is measured in joule. Watt is power, coulomb is charges, then ampere is current. So question 32, which statement about identical lamp in a parallel circuit is not correct? Identical lamp in parallel circuit. That means the same current will flow through them, identical lamp, if they are in parallel. So not correct, not correct. So the correct answer is what? The same current will flow through them. So one of the lamp blows, the other lamp remains switched on. That is okay. In other words, what they are trying to say in parallel, if we have two lamps in parallel, if one cut off, the other one can still work. So this one is correct. The current in each lamp is different. This is wrong. The lamp can be switched on and off separately. Correct. The lamp have the same voltage across each of them. Correct. So which one is the answer? B. Now, 4 circuits shown. The 4 circuits shown each contain 4 diodes. Now, in which circuit is the direction of the current in the resistor always from the red terminal to the black terminal? Always from the red terminal to the black terminal. So when does it move from red to black only? Red to black only. Mind you, the way current flow in diode is that the current will flow. Current flows like this, goes in this direction of the diode, come here, red, and it goes there. This is correct. Okay. Now let's look at this one. If current flows like this, comes here like this, it cannot flow here, so it pass here, come like this, red to this. Think. So let's see. Right. Can you see that? So that is the first part. Then let's look at the second part. Okay. So in A, so that is the answer. Current always flow. But let's try B. If current flow like this, it can't pass this, so it will pass here, then come here, so it's going black to red. It's not correct. If the current flow through the bottom, it will come here, black to red, so it's not correct. So I want you to understand that. Okay, let's try it for C. So current in diode flow in the direction of the arrow, so it goes like this. It can't goes down, it go through here. So it go through, okay, when it comes here, it can go through here, come through here, black to red. And when it come here, it can also pass through here, red to black. So this one can go black to red, it can go red to black, so it's not correct. Alright, maybe you can do the analysis for D, but because of time, let's go to question 34. The truth table for a logic gate is shown below. Which type of logic gate is it? So input 0, 0 produce high. 0 and high produce high. 0 and high produce high. High and high produce 0. So if you look at this, so a NAND gate output is high if the input A and B are not both high. So take those one. NAND gate, if the input A and B are not both high, so it produces high. So output, so you look at it here. If both is high, it will be 0. Are not both high. So this one is what? So if you look at that, so that is a NAND gate, that is B. Now a wire SY is connected to a resistor R. The wire is moved in the magnetic field between two magnetic poles. So a conductor moving in a magnetic field. So current is induced. Okay. Now conductor moving in a magnetic field. In which direction must the wire be moved so that the induced current is in the direction shown? So what is the direction shown? The direction is what? YX. So current flows YS. So if you have this one, okay, so you apply your right hand rule. If you apply your right hand rule, okay, current, field, then the truss. Question 36, transformer. 240 volts into produces 15 volts output. So this is a step down transformer. So if you want to do this, you remember that what? The primary voltage divided by secondary voltage will give you the same ratio as the number of turn in primary divided by number of turn in secondary. So we can see which one corresponds here, but we have this ratio So you have 240 divided by 15 volts, that will give you 16. So which of them will give you the same? Primary turn 1200 divided by 75. So will give you also the same ratio, 15. So the answer is D. Question 37. This circuit consists of a vertical wire, a resistance R, and a battery. The magnetic field near the wire is shown. Okay, so let's look at this. Now, how does current flow? Current will flow like this. So current is flowing down. Okay, so if you look at this, current is flowing down, current is flowing into the paper. So if you use your grip, the right hand grip rule, okay, grip the wire on top of the paper so that your thumb is pointing down. The magnetic coil goes round the wire in a clockwise direction. Okay. Okay. So what effect will these changes have on the magnetic field of the wire? The polarity of the battery is reversed. If you reverse the polarity of the battery, that means current will be flowing out of the paper. So the magnetic field strength okay. Smaller resistor, that is lower resistor, means that greater current is flowing, so the field will be stronger. So that's why we have C as the answer. Alright, question 38. Carbon 14 isotope has a proton number of 6 and a nucleon number of 14. Nitrogen 14 has a proton number of 7 and a nucleon number of 14. Carbon 14 emits beta particle to form nitrogen 14 isotope. Which nuclide equation describe this process? Emits beta particle. So you have this one, carbon 14 goes to this 14, 17 to emit beta particle. So you balance the equation. The nucleon number, mass number 14, 14 to the right is equal. Then atomic number 6 at the left, then in the right product, you have 7 take away 1 will give me 6. So C is the answer. 39. A beam of radiation containing alpha particle, beta particle, and gamma particle pass through 2 parallel plates. One plate is positively charged and the other is negatively charged. Which radioactive emission will be attracted towards the positively charged plate? Is a particle that is negatively charged, which is your beta particle. So beta particle is negatively charged, so it is attracted to the positively charged plate. Okay, the last question here. A scientist used a counter to measure the radioactivity of a sample of nitrogen 13 isotope. The counter and the sample of the nitrogen 13 are on a table in the laboratory. The counter and the nitrogen 13. The reading on the counter is measured for a period of 80 minutes, that is it, with a graph using this measurement. What is the best estimate for the half-life of the nitrogen 13? Half-life. So we look at the count rate. So, and from this count rate, you see how long does it take to decay by half. So 320, that is about 165. So you have 165. So 165, you trace it down to this place. So what would I give you? That is about the half-life of 2 minutes. So with that, we've come to the end of igcse Physics Paper 2, 2-3, May, June 2022. Thank you for watching and learning. I know as you keep reviewing this past paper with me, you will learn new basic facts in physics and you improve your grade. So congratulations as you prepare for your igcse Physics.
Subscribe and we will help you to easily upgrade your performance to an A+.